Salutations everybody, it is Matty here today with a Rage 2 discussion video. Today I want to talk about why I have one specific concern with Rage 2, and I know this is coming hot off a microtransactions discussion video about this very game. No, it has nothing to do with that. While that is a potential additional concern, it is not my core reason of concern with Rage 2. So I want to get into that today. If you guys have any concerns about Rage 2, feel free to share them down below. For me, we have to go back to Mad Max. Mad Max was developed by Avalanche Studios. And while it was a great game and shows a lot of what we're going to be seeing in Rage 2, which is the post-apocalyptic environment and excellent car combat, Mad Max had one big problem. It's a term I have coined called Ubisoft-itis. There was a lot of collectathons. The objectives in the open world themselves did not have purpose, did not have anything that offered fun gameplay. It was more so, go here, tear down this totem pole. There were a couple of times it'd be fun when you were invading a base, for example, especially because the game featured free-flow combat from the Batman Arkham games, except it was much more brutal, where, for example, Max would blow off someone's head with a shotgun or completely break their arm, maybe do a suplex, something crazy like that, so it could be very satisfying. But what I found was a game that reminded me of Mafia 3. It was very front-loaded, where the first 10 hours of Mad Max, I had a blast. I was like, the car combat's amazing, exploration's fun, combat's fun, oh, all these objectives, this is great. And then it becomes the same thing for every region. Hey, 5 things to take down here, 4 things here, and it becomes very copy and paste. Now, I'm imagining over the years they have learned, but when I looked at Mad Max, its lack of creative content was its biggest issue. And then when I look at id, which I love what id did with Doom, I will admit in my review, I felt that a lot of it was a killathon, which is what Doom is supposed to be, but that weapons were rolled out at a rapid fire pace that kept me fully invested in the game until that process came to a halt and Doom solely became about bringing demons to the slaughterhouse, which is what Doom has always been about, mind you. But I would be lying if I said that my interest wasn't waning a little bit in my final hours with Doom. If anything, Doom is the only series that can get away with a killathon like that, especially in its final hours without rewarding the player. I think Rage has the expectation of more creativity, given that the first entry was devoid of it for most folk out there. When you combine these two, hopefully they can feed off each other's strength, where id creates excellent arena feeling areas where you can go from ledge to ledge, wiping out enemies in quick succession, and the open world connecting all these arena-like levels by Avalanche, because Avalanche did create a good open world, an open world that did feel alive despite everything being dead. But it's more so the content, the repetitiveness. It is something that does worry me, potentially. I'm not saying it's going to happen, it's just a worry I wanted to share with my community as someone who's played a lot of Doom and a lot of Mad Max, about 40 hours of Mad Max, alright? Furthermore, I've never been a big fan of the Just Cause games, because those were also more of the mindless fun, and I'm okay with that because, like I just said, how much I love Doom. But those games were never a real big convincing factor for me when it came to them developing Rage 2. It was more so, okay, let's take a look at Mad Max, because that'll offer us the most of what we can expect for Rage 2, but also, in my case, the most to fear about with Rage 2. So, I don't know if anyone shares those fears with me. Perhaps they feel that Avalanche has moved on, and in the combination of Bethesda/id, that this won't be an issue, and I am hoping right there with you. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this discussion in the comments down below. Fire away, ladies and gentlemen. Other than that, follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook. Those links are in the description down below, along with my Patreon. Do consider supporting that, as it fuels all the content we create here. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.